All right, everyone, buckle up, because today we're doing a deep dive into something that's probably on everyone's mind these days, U.S. loan rates. And, we're not just talking about the numbers themselves, but like the why behind them, what's really going on with mortgages, how the Fed's latest move shake things up, the stuff that affects whether you buy that house or even just like how much that credit card bill is going to sting. You guys sent in some seriously good info this time around, so let's jump right into it. First thing that caught my eye, 30-year mortgage rates. They actually went up a tiny bit. Now, I know we've been hearing for weeks that rates are supposed to be going down, so what gives? Okay, help me out here.
Yeah, no, it definitely seems counterintuitive, right? But it all comes down to the fact that the mortgage market, it's got a mind of its own. It doesn't always follow the Fed's lead, even when you'd think it should. So yeah, the Fed lowered their benchmark rate. That's the rate banks charge each other for loans, by the way. And usually that pushes mortgage rates down too. But see, mortgage rates, they're way more sensitive to something else. Bond yields, that's the interest you get on government bonds. And guess what happened this time? Bond yields went up, so mortgages got a little pricier too. It's a wild ride.
Okay, so it's like everyone's playing their own separate game, even though they're all on the same field. Got it. But even with this little blip up, my notes say rates are still way lower than last year at this time. Like around 6% now versus almost 7.5% back then. Sounds like a win for home buyers, yeah. But I'm guessing it's not that simple.
You're catching on. Yeah, a lower rate on paper might look tempting, but
Yeah.
you gotta look at the whole picture. Inflation's cooling down, which is good, but prices are still high for a lot of stuff. Groceries, gas, you name it. And that eats into how much people can actually afford, even if the interest rate on a mortgage is lower. Plus, the Fed's whole goal right now is to kind of tap the brakes on the economy to fight inflation, so those super low rates we saw during the pandemic, probably not coming back anytime soon.
Right. So it's less about are rates low and more about can I actually afford this, even with a lower rate? Good point. Now, on the flip side, credit card rates. Ouch. 21%, according to this. Is this where that delayed reaction from the Fed's moves comes in?
Bingo. See, when the Fed lowers rates, it's supposed to trickle down to things like credit cards and auto loans eventually. The catch is, there's a lag. Banks don't change their tune overnight just because the Fed made a move. So those high credit card rates, they're probably still reflecting the higher rates from a while back, not the recent cuts.
So patience is a virtue. And in the meantime, maybe lay off the online shopping sprees. All right, let's recap for everyone listening. Lesson 1. Rates are like a tangled up garden hose right now. Small changes can make a big splash depending on what kind of loan we're talking about. And lesson 2. What seems like a sweet deal might actually have some thorns hidden under those rose petals, depending on your own situation.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And here's one last thing to keep in mind. Pay attention to how the Fed's talking over the next few months, not just what they do with rates. If they're upbeat about the economy, that's a good sign. But if they're still fretting about inflation, well, that might tell a different story. Their words are just as important as their actions right now, so listen closely.
Ooh, good call. It's like reading between the lines of a financial news report. Love it. All right, everyone, that's our deep dive for today. Keep those source materials coming because we love to get into it. Until next time, stay curious.